Is that a game or what?
Yeah. Oh, it's just a box right now.
Just a box.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's been good, right?
They're not in there?
I'm trying to look. I don't think they are. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Retro Red, and welcome to another episode of Game Hunting Pickups. I've been having a pretty good week. It started off not so good. I wasn't finding anything anywhere. But about midweek, I started, picking up a couple of games, and then it just kind of escalated more and more. And probably today was probably the best day I've had as far as buying games since I started collecting. So let's just jump right into it, because I do have a nice little pile that I have to show. So let's just jump right into it. Earlier in the week, somebody had posted I guess they had bought a system, the R-Zone system. It's the little headset with the little glass thing. And I had posted that I had seen two games that I had seen at the at the pawn shop, that they were still sealed and everything. So I commented, and they told me that they were pretty pricey as far as if you buy them on eBay, things like that. So I told them I had seen them. I ended up going a couple days later, and I ended up buying them pretty damn cheap. Daytona, USA, and Panzer Dragoon. This one is probably the pricier one, and they're still sealed. I think the only thing wrong with this one is it has a little hole there where they placed it in the little hook, because it doesn't have this part anymore. And that's pretty much all that's wrong with this one. But it's still sealed. The game's brand new, same as this one. There's nothing wrong with this one. And I ended up buying these at the pawn shop for $3 a piece. So these may or may not be up for trade. If you guys, or if anybody out there has something that I may want, just hit me up. I'm willing to trade anything that I end up buying. So just hit me up. Let me know what you have. If I'm interested, I'll definitely let you know. And that's what started off my week. These two little games right here, and after that, just everything got better and better. A couple of days after that, I went to another pawn shop. I had seen, I had previously bought some Nintendo NES games, and I just decided to go back and maybe take a second look at what I had passed on, before. And they actually had more games. I don't know if they actually had them the first time I went, but maybe I missed them that one time, or maybe they got new inventory. But I ended up picking up 3 games that day. First of all, it was Dr. Mario. I don't have it in my collection, so I ended up picking this one up. It was $2.50. Then I got Amagon, whatever it's called. I also bought that one for $2.50. And then Ghostbusters, also $2.50. So I was happy with those three little picks there. 3 games that I didn't have in my collection before, and I'm very happy to have them now. There was actually another copy of Dr. Mario and some other filler games, so if anybody's interested, I can definitely pick them up for you guys. I usually buy them for $2.50, so just let me know. I could definitely pick them up for somebody out there. After that, I wasn't really finding anything the next couple of days. Then I ended up just going back to the first pawn shop, because I had seen a sealed remote for the GameCube. It was a Dragon Ball version of it, and I get limited edition. I don't know if it was but I had seen it a couple of days before, and I passed on it because it was $15. It was still sealed, so I was kind of contemplating on whether I should get it or not, but it was $15 and they said they couldn't lower it because they had just gotten it at the store. But I left the store and I was just constantly thinking about it. Should I get it? Should I get it? I think I ended up finding it on Amazon, and it was going for about $80. So that's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to go back. But I didn't. Maybe like a couple of days later, I went, picked up a couple of other games, and at the end I asked about it, and they had told me they had just sold it that same day. Something I maybe shouldn't have passed on, but whatever. It was a little out of my price range. I didn't want to spend that much for a remote. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. I did end up picking up a couple of Nintendo 64 games and more R-Zone cartridges. First of all, this one I already have, so if somebody wants it, let me know. I could definitely trade. Mario 64, Super Mario 64, and I ended up buying these games for $2.50, so they're really cheap for me. This one I don't have. No, I do. Wave 64, $2.50, and probably the best one from the three, Turok, also $2.50. And those were the things that I just off the top of my little pile I had there. I started going through boxes of DS games and things like that, and ended up finding more R-Zone games. I actually found 2 more copies of the Panzer Dragoon. These are loose though, they're not sealed like the other one. So 2 more. And I just kept looking through the boxes and I ended up finding VR Troopers. And I remember having this system as a kid. I never really owned that many games for it. I bought I remember having Mortal Kombat and Panzer Dragoon and I think Daytona USA. I think those were the only 3 I ever bought. So yeah, I ended up buying this one, and I bought Mortal Kombat 3, which I used to own as a kid, so I was really happy to see that one. And I bought all those for $1.50 each, so those were dirt cheap. Just happy to have them in the collection. Again, if somebody wants them, needs them for their collection, just let me know, and I'd be happy to, trade with you. And after that, I spent maybe a day without going anywhere. Later on, I decided to stop by again at another pawn shop. And obviously, everything I end up buying is at pawn shops. I don't have too much luck at flea markets, things like that. So pawn shops is really the place I've been going to for really since I started collecting. So I ended up picking up 3 PlayStation 2 games: Defender, Final Fantasy X2, and Gungrave. And I can never get them any cheaper than $3. And I mean, that's still pretty cheap as far as PlayStation 2 games go. So I can never get them any cheaper, but I also don't pay more than $3. Unless it's a game that it's pretty rare or something, then I'll probably chill out a couple of dollars more. So 3 games I didn't have in my collection. Happy to have those. Then this one, We Play, just somebody gave it to me. They ended up getting it. I don't know. I guess somebody gave it to them and they just gave it to me because they know I collect games. So I actually don't have this one, so pretty happy to have it. The game's a little scratched, but I think it's still in playable condition. So yeah. And then today was probably the day I bought the most games. I ended up going to the flea market and I only ended up buying 2 games. The first one I saw, which you saw at the beginning of the video when I picked it up. Metal Gear Solid. It is the greatest hits release. It has disc 1. And unfortunately, it does not have disc 2, but it does have World's Scariest Police Chases. Whatever, I didn't even know that was a game. So I am missing disc 2 for this particular find, but I only paid 50 cents for this, so I mean I was happy to be able to find this, even if it's just for the case and the artwork. And I mean, it does have disc 1, so who knows, maybe I'll end up finding disc 2 later on, or if somebody has it, hit me up, let me know. This one was a pretty good find, actually. What is it? Sin and Punishment, and it's sealed. They were asking $5. I offered 3. They agreed, so $3 for a sealed game. It's pretty good, damn good, if you ask me. So I'm happy to have this in my sealed collection. After that, that was really the only 2 games I found at the flea market. I literally spent, you know, like 2 hours just going through boxes filled of random things. This is not a game, but this is something I thought was really damn cool. Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 12 metal miniatures. And it is from 1983. And the sucky part was that it had just rained early in the morning, so everything I was going through was soaking wet. Luckily, the Metal Gear game wasn't harmed or anything. It wasn't really soaked in water. This particular thing it was soggy, and it was wet, so I was kind of bummed out. Unfortunately for this, it is just the box. I was really hoping I could find the figures, but I couldn't find them. It was just boxes filled with crap that I had to go through, and I couldn't find not even one. But I thought the box was pretty cool, so I just ended up buying this. I paid 50 cents for it, just because I thought it was really nice. So I'll just throw it in my collection just for the hell of it. After that, I ended up picking a couple of albums. Superstars, hits, nothing fancy, nothing big, you know. Willie Nelson, Stardust, Willie and Leon, and probably the best one, this is actually what caught my attention, was the James Bond Live and Let Die, which is I think from 1979. Really, I was just going through the dates which is really what caught my attention. You know, they're pretty old. I'm thinking maybe they're worth a couple dollars. This one I'll probably keep just because I really love the artwork on this. So, if anybody's interested, let me know. And I ended up paying $3 per record. So I mean, it wasn't that expensive, so I just ended up buying them just to have them. After that, that was actually all I could find at the flea market. There wasn't really anything. After a while, it started raining again, so you know, I had to leave. After that, I started stopping at more pawn shops. That's where I had more luck during that day. Let's start going through these. Through the better ones. First, Raw Danger. And then I ended up buying all these games. Whenever I buy games at pawn shops, I usually only pay $3 per game. So it's no different. 3 is my lucky number, I don't know. That's the lowest they'll go, and that's the most I'll pay. So yeah. Raw Danger, you know, has the game, and everything's in good condition. This one is another sealed copy, brand new, PlayStation 2, Malice. So another game for my sealed collection. Really happy to have that. These next three, probably the better ones I found. Zone of Enders. It really caught my attention. It was produced by Hideo Kojima, which is the creator of Metal Gear, and I'm a big Metal Gear fan. So I really, got excited when I saw this game. I've never played it, so I'm kind of excited to play it. Paid $3 for this one. That's the. Those were the ones that I paid $3 for. These next two I paid $4. I was hoping they could go 3, but according to the manager, they're more rare or whatever. Zone of Enders Part 2. I don't know why he wouldn't charge 4 for Part 1, but he ended up charging more for Part 2. Again, I paid $4 for this one. Games on all of them are in really good shape, and they include the manuals and everything. This one I thought was a really good find, Dragon Quest. And this one includes the Final Fantasy demo. And this first one, the Zone of Enders, actually has the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo, which is included. So everything's there. And this is a more rare game. I haven't been able to find any like these anywhere else, so I was happy to have been able to find this one. And I looked it up. They go maybe for between maybe 12 or $15. So I picked this one up for 4. And he was right. I mean, those 3 games right there, those 2 games I haven't been able to find any of them anywhere else. They're usually just, the more mainstream games, typical games. And they're all in really great shape. The lady actually, she took down my number because she said they get all kinds of PlayStation 2s, Nintendos, and Nintendo 64 games of every now and then, so she took down my number, and she'll definitely be calling me if they ever do get more, so that way I don't have to be stopping by hoping that they have new inventory. They can just call me up. So if you guys can do that at your places, wherever you guys go, definitely take advantage of that, because it'll save you time. And if they get to know you, if you're a regular customer there, they'll probably hook you up a little more than usual or any other customer. After that, I stopped by another pawn shop. I was feeling lucky after that one, and I ended up buying 5 more. And these are more typical games. Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness, again $3. Primal, $3. Tak and the Power of Juju. Dark Alliance. And the Spiderwick Chronicles. And those were all $3. I was hoping I could get them at 2, but again, 3 is the lowest I'll ever go. I did end up seeing a Game Boy Color tour game, which they were selling to me at 3 at the lowest. So let me know. I mean, if it's something a little more rare that you don't find every day, it's definitely there, so I could just stop by and pick it up. Those were really all the PlayStation 2 games I got that day. On my way home, I ended up stopping one more place. I ended up picking up one more game. It's a game that I had never seen or heard of, and it is Katamari Damacy. I've never heard of this game. My girlfriend said she used to play it, so I mean she's heard of it. It looks like a very weird game, but I ended up buying this one again for $3. And those are all my finds for the week. That concludes all the game pickups. And I've been really tired. I haven't been able to do a lot of videos, but you know, everything's been piling up, which makes for a great video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you see anything that, you know, catches your attention. Any games that you think are, you know, great finds. I know any find is pretty good, but if there's any game that is rare, a little more rare than others, you know, just let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you guys are interested in trading, let me know. If you guys like the video, you know, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I appreciate everyone that's, you know, been viewing the videos. Definitely getting better and better, and I'm just, you know, happy to have anybody just interested in you know, what I have to show and things like that, and what I have to say. So thanks for tuning in for another game hunting pickups, and I'll see you next week, guys. Peace.